Well, good morning, friends, and happy Saturday. I'm back, and this is Meet Me at 313 Grill and Kitchen. So I haven't been around in a while. We've been busy, had a lot going on, but what we're going to do today is we're going to put together a breakfast casserole. This is something that we typically rarely don't do in our household, but because we have an event at church tomorrow where my wife is on the committee, they have requested that we make some breakfast casseroles to take to the event tomorrow. So the first thing that you're going to do, we're going to make a sample.
Hey, Foxy, what are you doing today?
We're going to make a sample of it for the house for us to sample and try. So my daughter wants to say hello before we get started. All right, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is get your oven turned on to 350. I've already got the pot one because this is going to contain some sausage. So get any pound of sausage that you like. I want to give a shout out to Bass Farms in Spring Hut, North Carolina, which is about right up the road from my hometown. So this is a taste of my home, and this is going to be used in the casserole. So what you're going to do, while our oven is warming up, we're going to cook the sausage first. And the oven is warming up nicely. And what you want to do with sausage, we're going to kind of break it up, because what we're going to do is we want to cook the sausage and try to scramble up as little pieces as we can. We'll just take chunks of it and put it on in the stove top to cook. Okay, so that's our sausage. And always after touching raw meat, you want to be clean and free of any diseases. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do while our sausage is preparing to cook, we're going to take a 9 by 13 dish and we're going to spray it down evenly. Okay. Now the bottom of the casserole is going to be pieces of bread. So what you want to do, we're going to first prepare our bottom. We're going to take 6 slices of bread, and you can choose any bread that you like. You can use wheat or whatever may interest you. So what we're going to do, we're going to take 6 slices. And we're going to take, first thing that we're going to want to do is take the crust off of the top of the bread. I was just using a cutting board or whatever you have. It's going to be a little messy. And you can always take about 2 slices at a time. Or a slice rather, but we want to cut off all of the crust. And try to make it as neat as we can. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to, actually we're going to do it this way. This might be an easier solution. And of course, as you make this down the line, you can find a simpler way to take off crust. And while that's going, you also want to keep an eye on the sausage and keep stirring it so you won't overly cook the sausage. I'm going to take the next slice. And try to be as close to the crust as you can. bottom part may not be perfect, but hey, you know. Run that in. Now, of course, it was just me making this for myself. I would prefer to use wheat. But, like I said, now, also another tip too that you can do is let our sausage keep going. You may want to take as many as you can and fill in some of these little gaps to cover enough on the bottom. Alright, so this is what it should look like, something very similar to that, but again, you may have your own way of doing this. While this is cooking, and while the sausage is still cooking nicely, you want to keep the sausage cooked at a lower temperature to not fry up or make the house or use up any grease or cause any grease incidents in your kitchen. So we want to cook this at a nice slow speed. Alright. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our mixture, our main mixture for the breakfast casserole. Alright, so the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need a large bowl. Lost it here. You're going to need a large bowl. You're going to need 8 eggs and 2 cups of milk and a teaspoon of mustard and salt and pepper. Let's go ahead and get our and while we get set up for this, we'll be right back. Alright folks, so I've got our eggs already got into the bowl, just to save some time on watching me put eggs in there. And with children, you exactly know how you feel when they don't leave you alone in the kitchen. Hang on one split second, folks.
1 split second, folks.
Alright, now we need 2 cups of milk. And you could use either whole milk or reduced fat, but I like to use 2% reduced fat milk. We'll just put in our milk. And then while we stir, we'll turn down our sausage a little bit low because our sausage is just about ready. I'm going to go ahead and whisk everything together. And at the same time, and do a few secrets to this, we're going to go ahead and get this thing settled. We're also going to add some salt and pepper for taste. This in. There we go. Look at that. Get that nice and prepped. Now, another trick we're going to do too. Get everything whisked. All of your ingredients mixed. Now, for additional breakfast flavor, It is optional, but we're going to add a little bit of some maple syrup. You want to add just a little bit. Yes. You want to add enough to get that get that breakfast flavor in there. Give me 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. All right. So I added our secret ingredient of maple syrup. And we forgot to add one important thing, which is a teaspoon of ground mustard. So we're just going to sprinkle it in. That should do it. So this is your breakfast casserole mixture of what it should look like. All right. So now we are going to drain out the grease into our sausage. We're going to put this bad boy together. I'm going to go ahead and drain out all the grease. Turn the oven off. You want to make sure you get all of the grease out of this before it is cooked, before you put everything together. Alright, so while that's cooling off, the next thing we're going to do, while that is finished and draining, we are going to sprinkle sausage and cheese on the bottom of the pan on top of the breadcrumbs. Alright, so we're going to come over here to the stove and we're going to prep this casserole together. So here's what the bottom should look like, very similar to what you may want to do incorporating with sausage. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to start kind of sprinkling it all over, just like that. And you always want to do a good measuring practice to kind of level out everything together. I'm going to take some cheese. We're going to take 8 ounces of cheese. Let's see if I've got a measurement for 8 ounces. You know what? I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to sprinkle some cheese. The recipe calls for an 8-ounce bag of cheese, but I'm just going to sprinkle it over just like that. This is going to be one delicious breakfast. I'm going to go all over. There we go. This is going to be delicious. Alright, that should be plenty of cheese. Now we're going to top it off with our egg and milk mixture. And I'm going to give it another stir just to get a lot of these. Give it one more stir. Alright, we'll go ahead and pour it on in. Pour it all over the cheese. Alright, now let's go ahead and put this thing in the oven. You want to cook this at 350 for 40 minutes. That's the next step. Let's get this thing put in. I'm going to set our timer for 40 minutes. Alright folks, so while that's cooking, it's always a good practice to clean up the kitchen. So we're going to clean up, and in a little bit we're going to come back and we're going to try our new breakfast casserole. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Alright folks, so here is our finished product of our delicious breakfast casserole. And I also substituted too and added, if you wanted it to, we added a homemade little fruit salad. Just basically bananas and blueberries and strawberries and some blackberries. And how I mix this up, we have a Here in North Carolina, in our frozen section, we have local products that are in the freezer. This is North Carolina Berry Blend, and they do like blueberries and strawberries and blackberries separately, but this is their blend. And so what I did is I just put those in the microwave, cut up a banana, thawed them out, and just let them soak for a few minutes, and that's a healthy substitution as well to add to the casserole to make it a delicious breakfast. So what we're going to do now before we dive into this, we're going to see how delicious this casserole is. I'm going to take a little bit right here. Just take a little sampler and take some of our fruit salad. And let's find out how we did. All these flavors that are combined, you got the maple syrup, you got the eggs, the sausage, the cheese, and the milk. Very moist. And delicious. This is really good. And we'll try our fruit salad. Very nice ways to start your Saturday out, or any weekday if you're off or something. I'll give you the recipe for those that want it. Again, this is, like I said, a great way to start your weekend. So until next time, folks, my name is Patrick. This has been Meet Me at the 313 Gorilla Kitchen. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless.